Hello, I'm Stephen Hammond with Christian Values Investing. Today we're going to talk about the AI bubble. Grayson, if you go back just over the last couple of months, there's been articles written. I noticed The Economist wrote an article on August 19th that saying AI is losing its hype. So they thought then at the time that AI stocks were on the way down. But they wrote an article that just come out on November the 18th that says, will the bubble burst for AI in 2025, or will it start to deliver? Also, there was an article that just came out. It's kind of on those same lines, and it was put out by the European Central Bank, which warned that the bubble in AI stocks they believe is about to burst. What I did, Grayson, is once I read these articles, I went in and I actually made my own index. I picked the top 15 largest AI companies by market cap, and I actually went in and ran some Morningstar Advisor Workstation reports on it and built a index of the top 15 AI stocks. So what I found out, Grayson, is over the last 5 years, 3 years, and 1 year is AI stocks have really outperformed the S&P 500 about 3 times. So it really does look right now that we may have an AI bubble. What is expected is if one of these AI companies reports below estimates on their earnings, that it could cause the bubble to pop and really probably send down the whole NASDAQ. What is your thought on that, Grayson?
I believe it would just depend on how you would define a bubble. If you're looking at tulips where they lose all of their value overnight, or if you're looking at the dot-com bubble in 2000 where things really got trashed, I don't think it's going to be quite to that extent. I think you'd probably agree with me on that. There might be a little bit of a breather in the AI sector, though. You've got companies like Adobe, Tesla. It's not just OpenAI that are exposed to this. So it's industries that have exposure to other things like vehicles and electric car capabilities, and then Adobe obviously is a tech company and AI is just a part of what they do. So it's not like these companies are just going to get trashed just because they've gone up so fast, but there is a possibility that, like what we've seen with Supermicro Computer this year, that might have gone up pretty quickly, and sometimes what that means is you'll see them slow back down a little bit.
Yes, I think you're right with that, Grayson. A lot of times when companies go up really fast, if there is a little bit of bad news, they will have a sell-off. Sometimes it can be severe. The thought with this is that AI is basically the future, in which way technology is headed. And the thought is that there will be a lot of money made in AI, and so much in industry will rely on AI, so it looks very, very profitable going forward. So I think what will happen if one of the leading companies like NVIDIA, which just reported yesterday, they had good numbers, but if they do one day come up and report maybe below expectations, you could see a 20 to 30% sell-off. I think that is a possibility. But the long-term investor that looks to hold it for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, they'll just ride this out.
That's right. And so since you're basically seeing that there's a possibility of something like that happening for NVIDIA, and that would obviously impact the market in a pretty big way, are you going to do anything to prepare for that?
We may go in and do a little bit of asset allocation in our portfolios and do some adjustments, because what's happened in our portfolios is NVIDIA and some of these other AI companies we've held for so long have run up so much. We may kind of trim our exposure to those in the near future. And when and if we do have this bubble that busts, or we do have a pullback, most likely we will go back in then and put that excess cash back into those companies.
So we've talked a little bit about how there might be a bubble. Is there a possibility that this is really just how big AI is right now?
I think it's a big possibility that what you're going to see is that as revenue starts coming in from AI, that earnings will pick up and that it won't look like so much of a bubble, and it just hasn't caught up yet, because people and investors are expecting earnings to pick up from these companies because this is the wave of the future. If we do have an AI burst, don't panic. Remember your long-term time horizons and just stay focused on your investments and what you're doing, because it will most likely, in the AI world, because this is the wave of the future, it will come back, but it may take a short-term setback. Take this in consideration. The S&P 500, the technology sector, is more than 30% of the S&P. Your portfolio depends on if you're aggressive or moderate or conservative, could be greater or it could be much lower than that. So just take an overall look at your portfolio, see how much money that you have in AI, and you can make some adjustments to scale down on your risk, or if you don't have enough, you may want to scale up some. But until then, God bless you.
If you have any questions about things that we've talked about, or if you have any suggestions for things that you would like for us to address, let us know in the comments section and we'll be happy to do that for you.